All right, so this video we're going to look at measures of central tendency. We're going to look at mean, median, and mode. All right, so first let's get started talking about the mean. So the mean, or average, is the sum of the data items divided by the number of items. So the mean is the sum of x divided by n. All right, where the sum of x represents the sum of all the data items and n represents the number of items. The mean of a sample is symbolized as x bar. So to represent the mean, x bar equals the sum of x over n, while the mean of a population is symbolized by mu. So you can represent the mean x bar, that's the mean of a sample, and then the mean of a population, same thing, the sum of x over n. All right, and I talked about in the previous video on sampling, I talked about the difference between sample and population. So the main thing you've got to get from this is this symbol here. That just means to sum, means to sum up all the values. All right, so let's look at our example here. So it says the chart below shows wide agreement that inventiveness is a quality that can be learned. Find the mean of the 10 countries who agree inventiveness can be learned. All right, so I know it doesn't say what each one means, but the green bars here, the part that's shaded in green, that is the one that inventiveness is a quality that can be learned. That's what these percentages are here. These are percentages, and that's what they mean. And the red one, the orange, that means inventiveness is inherited. Okay, these are the percentages of the like 75% of Brazil thinks inventiveness is a quality that can be learned, and 25% thinks it's inherited. But what they want us to find is the mean that inventiveness is a quality that can be learned. So basically what they're wanting us to do here is, is find the mean of these numbers here. And these numbers are percentages. Okay, I know it doesn't have the percent sign on it, but they're percentages. So to find the mean, all we do is we add them up. So x bar is 75 plus 75 plus 77 plus 77 plus 77 plus that's 78 plus 80 plus 84 plus 84 plus 92. All right. And that is divided by however many numbers there are. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's divided by 10. And when you put all this into your calculator, add the numerator up, hit equal, and then hit divided by 10, and that gives you 79.9. And so that's the mean. Okay, so that's easy. Whenever you're looking for the mean, you add all the data values up, divide by however many there are. Okay, and if you want to pause the video and figure out the mean of the numbers in orange, go ahead and do it. All right. So now what about calculating mean of a frequency distribution? So the mean x bar is equal to the sum of f times x divided by n, where x represents, that's a data value, f is the frequency of that data value, and the sum of xf or fx, it doesn't matter which one comes first, represents the sum of all the products obtained by multiplying each data value by its frequency, and n represents the total frequency of the distribution. All right. So here we have a frequency distribution, and we want to find the mean. Okay. So what this means, I think it helps, and this right, I know it doesn't look like it, but that right there, that's frequency. That's an F. F means frequency. All right. So what this means here, I think it helps if you understand what's going on. So we could add all these up and divide by however many there are. Okay. And what this means is that these are our X values, and this is the frequency of them. So what it means is that there's 2 zeros, see, 2 zeros, plus the 1, 1, and then we have 3 2s, so plus 2, plus 2, plus 2, and so on, okay? And then we would have 12 3s, and we could add all those up and then divide by however many there are. But what this formula is doing is it's telling us we can figure out F times X and sum that up. All right, so what I like to do in that case is I would come over here and create a new column. Let's just extend these on out. And see, this column here is the X values. This column here is the F values. And so we need a column of F times X. So all that means is we've got 0 times 2 is 0. 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 3 is 6. 3 times 12 is 36. And let's see, let me get my calculator out, make sure I don't make a mistake. 4 times 16 is 64. All right, so I went ahead and finished multiplying them. So all I did is just X times F all the way down. All right. Now, what did the formula say? I tell you, let's go ahead and write the formula down. So that's X bar is equal to the sum of F times X over N. All right. Now, what is this telling me to do? This right here is telling me I need to sum F times X. So I need to sum up this column. So I need to add all these numbers together. And so that gives me the sum of F times X is equal to 975. All right. Now I need to figure out what N is. Well, N is how many data values we have. Well, how many data values do we have? Well, we have 2 zeros, 1 1, 3 2s. So you can see I've got 2 data values here, 1 data value here, 3 data values here, 12 data values here. So N is equal to the sum of the frequency column, which that is 151. So now I get X bar is the sum of F times X over N, which that is equal to 975 over 151, and that ends up giving me 6.46, and there's my answer. All right, so see, that it's not too bad. All right, it's not bad at all. You just add up all the X values, divide by however many you have. All right, so now to find the median of a group of data items, arrange the data items in order, okay? Arrange them in order from smallest to largest. If the number of data items is odd, the median is the data item in the middle of the list. And if the number of data items is even, the median is the mean of the 2 middle data items. All right, so let's look at median. So we've got find the median for each of the following groups of data. All right, so the first thing we have to do is we've got to put them in order from smallest to largest. So that's going to be 84. I'm not going to put commas there. 84, 88, 90, 95, and 98. All right, so there's my data arranged in order. Now the median is the number in the middle, and obviously that's easy to see. That's the number in the middle. Okay, that's easy and everything. There's only 5 values, so we can see this one's in the middle. But what happens if you have 20, 25, 31, or 47 data values? Which data value is in the middle? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump down here to position of the median. If n data items are arranged in order from smallest to largest, the median is the value in the n plus 1 over 2 position. So what happens here is this gives us the position of the median. It doesn't tell us what the median is, it just gives us the position of the median in the list of data, n plus 1 over 2, where n is the number of data values. So let's look at that, and I'm gonna show you on this one how it works. I mean, I know we don't have to use it on this one, but let's use it. So n plus 1 over 2 is equal to, well, n is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the number of data values. So that's 5 plus 1 over 2, which is 6 over 2, which equals 3. So that tells me the median is in the 3rd position. So that's 1, 2, and there it is, 3. Okay, so the median is equal to 90. And like I said, I know we didn't need to use it on that one, okay? But I'm just showing you how to use it, how it works. If you need it, you can use it. If you don't worry about using it. All right, so let's look at this one. So first, let's put them in order from smallest to largest. So that's going to be 7, 13, 15, 25, 28, 34, 47, 59, 68, and 74. Now this one might be a little harder to figure out, well, which one's in the middle. So let's see. All right, so we've got n plus 1 over 2. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10 data values, so that's 10 plus 1 over 2, which is 11 over 2, which equals 5.5. All right, so let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and a half. So that goes in between them, right? So these two values are the ones in the middle because we landed in between them. All right. So the median is equal to the average of these two. 28 plus 34 divided by 2. And that equals, that's going to give us 31. That's the median. All right. And then we've got position of the median. I've already talked about that. We actually used that on the previous 2 groups of data. All right, so this is where this right here is really going to come in handy. Okay. So it says the frequency distribution for the stress level ratings of 151 students is represented below using a horizontal format. find the median stress level rating. All right, so this right here, don't let this confuse you. This is just a frequency distribution. It's just like this one. It's the same thing as this right here. It's just that it's written across instead of up and down. Okay, see the X, they're going across, and the F, the frequency's going across too, but it's the same thing. All right, so what we will need to do is we want to find the median of this. All right, so one thing that you can do is you could actually write out all the values in here, okay? So for the number 0, there's 2 of them. So you could come out here and write 0, 0, 1, 1, and then 2, 2, 2, and then 3, 3, 3, 3, and there's 12 threes. But you can see that's going to take a long time. There's actually, they tell us 151 of them. If they didn't tell us that, we could just add up the frequency values, and that would give us 151. Okay? So how are we going to find the median of this thing? I mean, they're not listed out or anything, but the good thing, the X values, they are from smallest to largest, okay? But they're not written out individually, okay? So this is where it's going to be important to find the position of the middle term. So we've got n plus 1 over 2, which is 151 plus 1 over 2, which is 152 over 2. And 152 over 2, that is 76. So it's in the 76th position. Okay? Now, let's just write a few of the terms out like we had earlier. Okay? And they go so on. So we're looking for the 76th position. So do you see this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we could keep going. That's the position of them. This one's in the first position, second position, third position, and so on. So if you look at this, well, basically what we need to do is add these things up until we get to 76, right? So let's start adding up. So I'm going to do 2 plus 1, that's 3. That tells me the 1 is in the third position, plus 3, plus this 3. See, I'm just doing 2 plus 1 plus 3 plus 12 plus 16 plus 18 plus, and I'm just going to keep going until I get 76. Okay? Now I may not get 76 exactly, but let's just see what's happening. So 2 plus 1 is, 2 plus 1 is 3, plus 3 is 6, plus 12 is 18, plus 16 is 34. Let me do that again. All right, and then plus this 18, so plus 18, that's 52. So I'm going to need to add the 13, so plus 13. And here, when I add all the way up to here, this is going to be 65. That would be the last 6 that's listed out would be up to 65. That would be the 13th 6. And then plus 31, and that's 96. All right, that's 96. So you can see if I'm writing all of these out, and, you know, let's leave some out, and then we've got 6, 6, 6, 6. And let's just say this is the 13th 6. This right here would be the 65th position. All right? If that was the 13th 6. And then if I kept going, there's 31 7, so I would list 7, 7, and then a 7, and this would be the 31st 7. This would be in the 96th position. Okay, that's the position it's in. This is the position. And we can see that we're looking for the 76th position. That is between the 65th and the 96th position. Well, right after the 65th position, it's all sevens all the way up to the 96th position. So we can see that in the 76th position, it's going to be a 7. And so the median is equal to 7. All right. So I hope that made sense. Hopefully that was clear to you. All right. All right, so let's look at this one. It says 5 employees in the assembly section of a television manufacturing company earn salaries of $19,700, $20,400, $21,500, $22,600, $23,000, and the section manager has an annual salary of $95,000. And they want us to find the median and the mean salary. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So for part A, I'm just going to add them all up. So the mean, oh no, part A wants the median, doesn't it? So let's see, there's 6 values, right? There's 1, let's do this. Let's put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this 6th one. So first thing we need to do is list them in order from smallest to largest to find the median. So this is going to be 19,700, and then I've got 20,400, and then 21,500, and then 22,600, and then I've got 23,000, and then I've got 95,000, and I want the median. Well, I've got 6 values, right? So n plus 1 over 2, that's going to be 6 plus 1 over 2, which is 7 over 2, which equals 3.5. So 1, 2, 3.5. So the median is the average of the middle 2. So the median is equal to the 25,500 plus, oh, wait a minute, what did I do? Oh, I'm sorry. This right here, that should be 21,500. 21. I don't know why I wrote a 5. 21,500 plus 22,600 divided by 2. And then when I average those out, that's going to be $22,050. And so that is your median. Okay. Now for part B, they want us to find the mean X bar. So that's just adding them all up. So I've got them in this order right here. Let's just add those up. So that's 19,700 plus 20,400 plus 21,500 plus 22,600 plus 23,000 plus 95,000, and that's divided by 6. And so we get X bar is equal to $33,700, and that is your mean. So if you look at these two values, the mean and the median, they're off by quite a lot, aren't they? Well, which one do you think would be more reasonable to look at? The mean or the median in this case? Well, it would be the median, okay? Because what's happening here is this 95,000, when you add that in, see, all of these salaries are close together, and then you've got this one that's just way out by itself. And that's what's knocking this average up so much, is that $95,000. So in this case, it would be more realistic to look at the median. Okay, so that's one way. If you're looking at mean and median and stuff like that, look at your data values. If you have a data value or a couple of data values that are way out from everything else, it might be better to look at the median instead of the mean. Okay. Now, what about the mode? The mode is the data that occurs most often in a data set. If more than one data value has the highest frequency, then each of those data values is a mode. If there is no data value that occurs most often, then the data has no mode. So let's look at this example. It says find the mode for each of the following groups of data. All right. So you don't have to put them in order or anything. You don't even have to add them up or nothing. You've just got to see which one appears the most. Well, you can see here the 7 appears the most, so the mode is equal to 7. And then for this one, which number appears the most? Well, none of them. They all appear once. Okay, so there is no mode. And then what about this last one? Well, the 3 appears twice, and also the 6 appears twice. So the modes are 3 and 6. And that's all it is for the mode. Okay. All right, the mid-range. The mid-range is found by adding the lowest and highest data value and dividing the sum by 2. So you just take the largest data value, you take the smallest data value, you add them up, you divide by 2, and that is called the mid-range. Okay? So let's look at this sample, at this example here. Suppose your 6 exam grades in a course are this, that's your exam grades. Compute your final course grade using, all right, so look at this. Normally, when you get your course grades, what does the teacher do? Adds them all up, divide by however many scores there are, right? And get your average. Let's see how they all compare, mean, median, mode, and mid-range. All right? So maybe next time you take a class, go and figure all your grades up using these different methods and pick the one that's the highest and go ask your teacher if they'll grade it like that, if they'll do your average like that. And if you're one of my students, the answer is no. All right. So we're going to find the mean first and then the median. And we know to find the median, or the numbers have to be in order. And look, they're already in order for us. So that's good. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to erase that and I'm going to write the 92 closer. Yeah, just for, just so that and in there. All right, so the mean, so for part A, X bar is equal to 52 plus 69 plus 75 plus 86 plus 86 plus 92. And that's divided by, well, they already told us there's 6 exam grades. And when we punch that into our calculator, we get a 76.67 average. So that would be your average with those grades. All right. Now, the median. So I know we don't need to, but let's go ahead and find the position of the middle term. So position, how about we do it in a different shade, position of median is equal to n plus 1 over 2, which is 6 plus 1 over 2, which is 7 over 2, which equals 3.5. And so 1, 2, 3.5. So it's the average of those two. So the median is equal to 75 plus 86 over 2. And if we put that into our calculator, that is going to give us an 80.5 average. And then the mode, so the mode, that is the value that appears most often. And we can see here that's 86. So there's your mode. And then we've got the mid-range. That is the what? The lowest data value plus the highest data value. So the lowest plus the highest. So that's 52 plus 92 divided by, and then remember our formula, divided by 2, and that gives us a 72 average. So if those are your grades, go to your teacher's office and see if they'll calculate your average using the mode. There you go. And that's all of the video. So I hope this helped. Check out my other videos. Give me a like, share, and subscribe, and thanks for watching.